What is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make millions of dollars with the Nightclub in GTA Online. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the very first thing that we're going to be talking about is going to be the Nightclub locations. Now there are going to be many different locations that you're going to be able to choose from, but whatever you do, make sure you do not purchase the cheapest one located at Elysian Island. Reason being is because if you purchase this one, it's going to be very difficult in order to exit or enter the property because there's going to be this huge highway and more times than not there's going to be traffic here. Also, it's going to be very far away from most of the cell missions because most of the cell missions are going to be located towards the Sandy Shore / Blaine County area. So if I were you, I highly recommend purchasing one of the more expensive ones closer to Vinewood. So I highly recommend purchasing either the West Vinewood location or you can purchase the downtown Vinewood location because those are going to be the best locations because you're going to easily be able to access the highway and that's going to allow you to complete the missions much quicker. Alright, so after you decided which location you want to purchase, you're going to see there's going to be a lot of different options to customize your nightclub. You're going to see lights, storage, dancers, dry ice, and etc. The only one I highly recommend you purchasing in order for you to actually make money is going to be the storage upgrade. So there's going to be two options. You can either choose to add more floors in order to store your cargo, or you can choose to have more slots for your vehicles. The vehicle one is not going to make you money. So I highly recommend choosing the top one, and that's going to allow you to add much more storage to your nightclub. It's going to be a little bit pricey, somewhere around $1.7 million for all 5 levels, but it's going to be very much worth it because it's going to allow you to store a lot of cargo. Alright, so after you purchase your nightclub, you're going to have to drive to it, obviously, but once you get inside, you're going to have to watch this long cutscene, so just sit tight and then wait for that to end. Once that ends, you're going to want to run over to the computer inside of your nightclub and you're going to want to access it. This will allow us to set up our nightclub so that we can actually get started and make tons of money. So all you have to do for this part is literally choose either to set up the staff or the equipment. And this is going to be very easy. All you're going to have to do is just collect a festival bus. So you're just going to have to steal the festival bus and then bring it back to your nightclub. So that's going to be very easy to complete. And then for the next mission, the staff mission, all you have to do is collect your nightclub staff and then return them back to your nightclub. After you complete those setup missions, you're going to have to collect Solomon from the airport. You're going to need to do this because you don't have a DJ and you're going to need to collect him from the airport so that you can have a DJ for your nightclub. And the mission is going to be very easy. So literally drive your vehicle all the way to LSIA and then the game's going to make you chase after the plane. Once you get here, all you have to do is literally collect Solomon and bring him back to your nightclub. And that's going to be very easy to complete. Alright, so once you completed all those missions, the first thing you're going to want to do is head over to the computer inside of your nightclub. Then you're going to want to click on the upgrades tab. Now on this screen, you're going to need to purchase some of these upgrades in order to make you tons of money, and it's going to speed up your process in making money in GTA Online. So first things first, the equipment upgrade. That's going to cost you $1.4 million, which seems like a lot of money, but it's going to be worth buying. This will allow you to improve the productivity of your warehouse technicians. This is going to ultimately make your nightclub make more money faster, so you're definitely going to want to purchase this. The next upgrade is going to be the staff upgrade. This doesn't really make you money, but it's going to, prevent your nightclub popularity bar from going down as fast. So if you don't really care about the popularity bar, don't worry about this. But if you're here to make money primarily, just purchase the equipment upgrade. Alright, and the last feature we're going to talk about is going to be the security upgrade. Now, if you have the money for it, you can purchase this since it's only going to cost basically about $700,000. The security upgrade is basically going to, reduce your chances of getting raided. Basically, what a business raid is when enemies randomly steal all of your product, and if you fail the mission or die during that mission, you're gonna lose all of your stock that you accrued inside of your nightclub, and you really do not want that to happen. So if you have the money, I highly recommend purchasing the security upgrade. Even though you rarely even get raided in the nightclub, you still want to make sure you purchase this. The next feature in the nightclub that we're going to talk about is going to be the wall safe. Now, you can make up to $50,000 per in-game day, which is equivalent to 48 real-life minutes if you have a full popularity bar. You can easily get a full popularity bar by swapping your DJs. And your nightclub wall save will have a full capacity of $250,000. So in other words, you'll be able to make $250,000 when you have a full nightclub save, which is pretty good because this is passive money, meaning you do not have to do anything in order to accrue your money. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the DJ. So if you click on the resident DJ tab while you're on the computer inside of your nightclub, you'll be able to see all 4 DJs that you'll be able to purchase. Whenever you see it cost $100,000 to book a brand new DJ, you will immediately get a full popularity bar. And if it only allows you to purchase one for $10,000, that means you'll be able to increase your popularity bar by 10%. Which means if you want a full popularity bar, you're going to have to swap out your DJ 10 times if you want to rebook them. But if you've never booked a DJ before, it's going to cost $100K and it's going to give you a full popularity bar. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be your warehouse technicians inside of your nightclub. So if you head over to the computer and select the warehouse management tab, you'll be able to purchase your technicians. These technicians are going to accrue the cargo for you, which means, like I said earlier, this is a passive business. So you will not have to put in any work whatsoever, other than when you want to sell your business to make money. So these warehouse technicians are going to accrue all the cargo for you. Now the only thing you're going to have to do is buy these technicians. Alright, so the good news is that your very first warehouse technician is going to be free of charge. The second warehouse technician is going to cost you $140,000. Your third one is going to cost $184,000. Your fourth one is going to cost $240,000. And last but not least, your fifth technician is going to cost you $312,000. So if you add up how much it costs for each technician, it's going to cost you about $877,000. Alright, so in order to maximize the amount of money that you're going to receive, you will need to own a ton of businesses. So I highly recommend you own these 6 businesses right here. So 4 of the following businesses are going to be your MC businesses, and you're going to be able to purchase it inside of your MC Clubhouse. So the businesses you're going to need to own is going to be either a CEO special cargo warehouse or an air freight hangar in order to assign your technician to work on cargo and shipments. For the sporting goods, you will need to own a bunker. For South Imports, you will need to own a Coca-Cola lockup. For pharmacy research, you will need to earn a blue math lab. For organic produce, you will need to own a green farm. And last but not least, for cash creation, you will need to own a counterfeit cash factory. So make sure you have all of those businesses if you want to make actual money with this business. Now the nightclub is not a beginner friendly business because you will need to have tons of money and also have many different businesses in the game in order to make an actual profit. So please, whatever you do, if you're a complete beginner and you're broke, do not invest in this business until you have enough money. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the sell vehicles. There are going to be 3 different sell vehicles that you'll be able to use. So the good news is you're going to be able to start with the Speedo Custom for entirely free. This vehicle can carry up to 90 crates. The next vehicle is going to be the Mule Custom. It's going to cost you $95,000 and it can carry between 91 and 180 crates. And last but not least, the vehicle that you should be using the most whenever you're selling a full or close to full nightclub is going to be the Pounder Custom. Now anything over 180 crates will give you this vehicle all the time. Another thing about these 3 vehicles is that you'll be able to customize them so you can make them faster, you can make them stronger to have more armor. And this is going to allow you to get the job done. You can also add weapons such as missiles, grenade launchers, proximity mines, a minigun on the top, whatever you want. Now here's a little quick tip right here. Did you guys know that every single time you sell your goods for the nightclub, it's always going to give you one singular vehicle? Unlike most of the other businesses in GTA Online, you know how it gives you multiple different sell vehicles? Yeah, but for this business, you will only receive one vehicle guaranteed. And this is going to be a very good solo friendly business, so I highly recommend you invest in these vehicles. Alright, so for an entirely full nightclub, you should get anywhere between $1.8 to $1.9 million. But there is a bonus if you sell it in a public lobby. This is going to be called the high demand bonus. The downside to this is that it is very risky because if you sell in a public lobby, you're opening yourself up to getting griefed by Oppressor Mark IIs and orbital cannons. But if you want to take the risk, you will be able to earn much more money. Alright, so now let's talk about how long this is going to take. So this nightclub is going to take a huge amount of time. It's going to take very long. So it's going to take around 66 hours for sporting goods and you're going to make $500,000. It's going to take 58 hours and 20 minutes for cargo and shipments and you're going to make $500,000. Now for South American imports, it's going to take you 20 hours and it's going to earn you $270,000. For farmer research, it's going to take 20 hours and it's going to earn you $229K. For the counterfeit cash factory, it's going to take 20 hours to fill up and you're going to earn $189K. For the organic produce, it's going to take you 26 hours and 40 minutes for you to earn $162,000. So yeah, if you add it all up, it should equal around 66 hours in order to fill up your whole nightclub. And that's going to take you a very long time, but it's going to be very, very much worth it. There is a way to speed this up, and you can speed this up by doing business battles in a public lobby. Or you can open up your phone and call Johan and source cargo for you. That is the end of the video. I believe we went over everything. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and please leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, and consider checking out this video on your screen.